I know that the thumbnail of this video looks absolutely clickbait, but here is the full video of me doing the full planche. And here is the timestamp of that video when it was taken, and now I'm 16 years old. That should clean things up. But I skipped legs. And now when I squat more than 150 kilograms, I can still maintain the full planche at around a 5 to 7 second full planche. It depends on the day. And here is the full detailed workout program that got me here. And I can absolutely guarantee you that this workout program, and probably only this program, will get you to the full planche within a year or two. And that depends on your starting point. So let's get straight into the workout program. But first I want to tell you some prerequisites. This is not a workout program for complete beginners. You need to be able to do at least a 10-second tuck or advanced tuck planche. So if you are not at that point, you can basically fuck off. Oh, just kidding. At the end of the video, I will teach you how to edit this workout routine in order to make it suitable even if you are a complete beginner. And the other prerequisite is that you want to learn the full planche, not the one leg planche, not the straddle planche. You want to learn the full planche in the long run. You don't just want to learn the one leg planche and stick at that. No, you want to learn the full planche, and that's your lifetime goal. Because this workout program won't get you to a straddle planche and won't get you to a one leg planche. It will get you straight to the full planche. So this is the workout routine. You can see it on screen. And it isn't a weekly workout routine. Wait, it is. But the workout routine changes from week to week. So it is a 5-week workout program. This is something known as periodization. Basically, nobody in the calisthenics world, street lifting world teaches this, but I do. This is a really complex and super advanced training tactics that world-class powerlifters use, including me, a 16-year-old calisthenics street lifting athlete and also a powerlifter. And if you already know what periodization is, skip to this part of the video. And if you don't, I will quickly explain what periodization means. Periodizing your training, is that you undulate stuff. You alternate the RPE, which is the range of perceived exertion, the rep ranges, and the set ranges, and the support exercises. So, the first week you are focusing on high volume, low intensity. The second week is moderate volume, moderate intensity. Week 3 is your peak week. This is high intensity, low volume. Week 4 is your deload week, where you focus on recovering your CNS, your central nervous system, after your peak week. And you also work on a couple of weaknesses, and you generally rest and get stronger in other movements. Your workouts literally take about 30 minutes. And week 5, after your deload week, is a combination of PR testing and third week, your peak week again. So at the beginning of the week, on the first day of your workout, of your training session, you do a 1 rep max, and the next days you essentially follow something similar to your third week or your peak week. You also alternate your support exercises. So you don't just spam the exact same exercises again and again, but you alternate them in order to create varied stimuli, which is really necessary if you want to continue making progress and not hit a plateau. So now I hope that you have the general understanding of periodization, and I explained complex stuff with simple words. So the ultimate planche workout. We have 3 days per week. The first one is focused on specificity, second one on strength, third one on strength and technique combined. So the main thing, the most specific thing that you can do, I'm estimating that you want to learn the full planche, not just the one leg planche, and stick with that. The full planche is your main goal. So as you can see, full planche hold, arrow, advanced tuck planche push-ups. I will put on the screen how that set works. You put on the thinnest resistance band. You can hold the full planche for 10 seconds. So you do the full planche with this resistance band, try to have the best form as possible, hold it, and then after the 10-second passes, you put the weight away, you put the band away, or if you are a complete beginner, you still keep it on and you do some advanced tuck planche push-ups. What I want to say about advanced tuck planche push-ups, remember this in your mind, do them paused, as I will put on the screen. You do one planche push-up up, you hold for a little bit, you just don't spam them, you go down, up, hold, like that. This is the most specific training style you can do. That's why you do 5 sets of it, but only RPE 8. You don't go to complete failure. RPE is the range of perceived exertion, as I already explained, and that essentially means that how much from 1 to 10 you are exhausted after a set of full planche. So after you did it, you could just rest for 4 minutes and be able to do that exact same set again. And you'll probably need to continue adding thicker resistance bands, because the first set is probably the most powerful one. So you did a full warm-up. It's in the description. I'll write a full warm-up schedule in the description. You can check that out. If you are really serious about training the full planche, you warm up and then you do the first set. You will have the most energy in that. In the second set, you could probably do it with the same thickness with a resistance band, but then for the third set, you probably need to add like a thinner band or make the band objectively thicker, make the resistance larger. So you keep it at RPE 8. Then you do the bench planche press 4 reps. This is how the exercise looks. And if you want to know in detail about these exercises, because you will see them a lot in this planche workout routine, check out this video over here, the most powerful full planche exercise there can be. It's called the full planche shortcut, probably the second most viewed video on my YouTube channel at about 70,000 views, so you should go and check that out. Then pseudo-planche push-ups and do them like this. This is my variation of the pseudo-planche push-up. It is much, much better. And then best progression presses. So the best progression you can do 8 presses with. This is not like a full planche press, but this is, I will put a video also on the screen. You are in the, let's say, tuck planche. That's the best progression you can do it with. And you go into like a semi L-sit position, you will see it on the screen, and then you push up as high as you can. Don't swing, you really want to control the motion and also control the eccentric. That's really, really important if you want to maximize muscle and strength gain. Then, this essentially repeats, but you just make but you will continuously be making the RPE higher, the intensity, and the volume lower. So in week 2, you can see that you don't do 5 sets of 10 seconds, you do 4 sets of 8 seconds. So you do less reps and less total amount of time under tension. Also for the bench planche reps, you don't do 5 sets of 8, you do 4 sets of 7. Pseudo planche push-ups, 3 sets of 8, not 3 sets of 8 to 10, 3 sets of 8. So you continue decreasing the rep and set ranges whilst increasing the RPE. Over here you have the, again, full planche hold with the thickest resistance band to advanced tuck planche push-ups, 2 to 3 sets of 6 seconds RPE 10. So the hold, you hold it to absolute failure until form breakdown, and then you crank out the couple of push-ups. It doesn't need to be, I didn't written specifically how many of those push-ups, but it is to the desired RPE. I hope I explained it clearly, but if the RPE is 10, you do them to failure. If the RPE is 8, you do them until 2 reps in reserve. Now back off. What a back off means, because many people, also in my calisthenics community, link in the description, ask is what is a back off? Back off is the same exercise, so the full planche hold, followed by the advanced tuck planche push-ups, but you do it most of the time with lower RPE. Over here you don't do it with lower RPE, but with increased volume. You essentially do it as if in the first week. That the bench planche push-ups reps, pseudo planche push-ups, you understand. Week 4 is kind of interesting. The workouts are super, super short. I work out 6 days a week. On my deload weeks, I work out for 3 days a week. So for way less days. But because this workout program is already for 3 days, you do way lower RPEs. So you do RP 6 to 7, so like 4 reps in reserve. And the first exercise is the same, second one is the same, third one, lower back extensions. This is most of the time not the problem with the full planche. Your lower back isn't the limiting factor most of the time. If you are like a street lifter and you do also squats and some leg exercises, your lower back isn't the problem. But if it is, this is the exercise you should do. I do it on the bench, or just typical lower back extensions where you just anchor your legs and do that kind of movement. I don't have that machine in my home gym. Now, ring tuck planche. This is something interesting that I added. This is purely for stability. You only do this 2 times per 5 weeks, but it is something to experiment with. It is doing the tuck planche, but on rings, because they move all over the place. That should build some extra stability. And now week 5 is going to be testing your 1 rep max, but this time for the best progression. If you watch this video, I will put it up on the screen again, you will understand why we are not doing progressions. Progressions are complete bullshit. Because you train the different planche angle, you don't train the final planche angle as in the full planche, whatever, go and check that out if you want to learn more about this. But over here, so you have a PR, you for example do a full 5-second, I consider that you can do the full planche after a 5-second clean hold, and then you essentially follow the exact same thing as on week 3. So you do a 5-second clean hold of the best progression, for example the super advanced tuck or the half leg or the 1 leg, or maybe the straddle, which is a progression that I don't really recommend. So that was the entire specificity day. Now strength day. We have the first new exercise, which is the bench planche reps hold. This is like the bench planche is the exercise that I showed in that video, and reps is that you essentially do this, and the reps holds is that you do this. Down hold, down, up hold, up. In that video, everything is explained. Then you do full planche banded presses. I'll put that video up on the screen, and you do them straddle. I've written like straddle because when you do it full, the band slips, but when you do it straddle, the band stays. Absolutely amazing exercise. Make sure to control the eccentric, and also you go up, you go down, and you pause in your planche angle. Again, something I talked about in that video. And then you go up again, control the eccentric down, and hold. Then you have the best progression, planche push-ups, preacher curls, hold on the bottom part. Because your biceps take a lot of stress whilst doing the full planche. It's just basically the front delts and your biceps. So you want to do some preacher curls whilst holding it a little bit in the stretched position, whilst flexing your bicep and your tricep. And doing them like this with a easy bar is better than doing them like this with a straight bar, because this, I heavily recommend, a side point, doing them only with parallettes. Doing the planche hold with the parallettes like this is absolutely superior to all of the other grips. Week 2 is exactly the same, but with moderate volume, moderate intensity. Week 3 is also the same, but with really high intensity, lower volume. Week 4 is also the same, but you just completely nerf the RPE, just keep it 4 reps in reserve, aka RPE 6. Week 5, there are no best planche progression holds. There is just the exact same that there was in week 3. This day is really simple. This is pure for strength, that's why you have a lot of these bench planche movements. Strength plus technique. Best progression planche hold. 3 sets of that. Best progression that you can hold for 10 seconds. That may be, for example, the 1 leg planche or the half leg planche, whatever. You hold that for 10 seconds, only RPE 8. Then you do the full planche hold, followed by the advanced tuck planche push-ups, bench planche press reps, and something new, handstand push-ups or 90-degree handstand push-ups, or any body weight overhead pressing movement. Body weight, I emphasize body weight because you want to build strength and technique and also specificity. So the movements with your body weight are way better for just training the full planche, not the handstand push-up. While training the handstand push-ups, movements like the military press with the trap bar even, which is like the one that you use on deadlifts, pressing it above your head is the best variation for that. I will just drop this quick gem. But doing it with body weight in order to get a better planche is way better. Also pike push-ups are good. Week 2 is the exact same. Week 3 also the exact same with high volume, low intensity. I don't see any changes there. Week 4, best progression for the planche hold. Full planche hold followed by the advanced tuck planche push-ups. Ring tuck planche, as I said before, to build that stability and experiment with different exercises. And also the handstand push-ups, aka 90-degree handstand push-ups if you want to do that. Then week 5 is the exact same as I can see as week 3. So this is the ultimate planche workout as I have written there. This is the most superior planche learning method available out there, the best strategy, and I explain it right here in this video. But let me go over some frequently asked questions that people in my Calisthenics School ask the most often. The first one is, aren't these workouts going to be too long? Mainly the high volume, low intensity ones. No, if you know how much to rest. I'll also teach you how to rest between sets really easily. But I have written, I calculated and even overestimated every single one of these workouts. Workout number 1, week 1, this is the specificity day without a warm-up. I don't account the warm-up. Week 1 should take 1 hour and 5 minutes. Week 2 should take 55 minutes. Week 3, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Week 4, 35 minutes. Week 5, 50 minutes. Super short. And here is, pause, screenshot it, the general strategy to follow for rest durations. If you want to learn how to warm up for the planche, you have it also in this video and also in the description of that video, and in the description of this video, go and read that. And if you want to see more science and experience-based content regarding calisthenics, street lifting, bodyweight training, whatever, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also check out other videos on my YouTube channel because they're as valuable as this one. And I suggest you watch 2 of these videos because I also explain periodization in those 2 videos. So check those out. Bye. Take care, bro. You got this.